Welcome to this deep dive. Today we're going all the way to Tasmania. We're focusing on an artist named Karen Eastland.
And she's a multi-hyphenate, like, author, songwriter, mixed media artist.
She does it all. Now, you know how some artists kind of keep their process a secret?
Right, just show the finished product.
Exactly. Well, Karen's different. She actually documents her whole creative journey online.
So it's like we get this behind-the-scenes look at how she brings everything together.
And for this deep dive, we're zooming in on one particular week in December.
December 9th to the 13th, to be precise.
Yeah, it's like a week in the life of Karen Eastland.
But this week is, like, extra interesting. Because it's not just about her art. It's about how she deals with some major life stuff, too.
So just to set the stage, we've got this incredibly productive artist, juggling novels, songs, visual art, the whole shebang.
We're a multitasking queen.
But then life throws her a couple of curveballs. First, a health scare that makes her rush to the hospital.
And then
Damn, a car accident on the way home.
you'd think those kind of things would totally derail someone creatively.
Right. You think so?
But here's the thing. Karen actually channels all that stress into a boost of songwriting.
And we're not talking just a couple of songs.
No. She co-wrote 25 Christmas songs with AI.
25? Hold up. Does she, like, feed the AI a bunch of holiday words and say, go wild?
Not quite. She uses ChatGPT 4.0, calls it Soul.
Saul.
Yeah, treats it like a co-writer and editor.
So they bounce ideas off each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Refine lyrics, even play around with different musical styles.
So it's more like a creative partner than a robot composer.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, how does she balance that AI collaboration with her own artistic vision?
Right. Because on top of those AI songs, she wrote 3 original songs on her own that week.
Yeah, Mirrored in Your Gaze, which is a grunge rock ballad.
Wow.
Starlit Night, a Christmas love song with a kind of rock edge to it.
Interesting.
And then Snowflakes and Fireworks,
Mhm.
which is a romantic Christmas ballad.
3 very different vibes.
Right. And she even released Mirrored in Your Gaze already.
When did that drop?
December 12th, I believe. And the other 2 are coming out soon, too. Starlit Night on December 18th. And Snowflakes and Fireworks on Christmas Eve.
So we're already seeing these themes emerge here. We've got Karen, this super productive artist, embracing technology, but then also dealing with some serious, real-life drama.
And turning it all into music, Christmas music, no less.
Right. It's not exactly what you'd expect someone going through all that to be writing about.
You'd think it would be something a little darker, maybe? But maybe those Christmas songs were her escape.
Creating this world of joy and cheer.
Exactly. Or maybe it's about finding beauty and hope even when things are tough.
Makes sense. But let's not forget Karen's other projects. She's also writing this urban fantasy series.
The Adventures of Millie and Sandra.
Yeah, an episodic serial.
Yeah.
She releases new installments regularly.
Keeps her fans on the edge of their seats.
But here's the thing. During that crazy week with the hospital and the car accident, she actually found it hard to focus on her fiction writing.
Interesting. Maybe different creative outlets need different headspaces.
Right, like maybe fiction requires a certain level of calm.
Focus.
Exactly, which she probably didn't have much of that week.
Makes sense. Songwriting could be more immediate.
More emotional.
Right. A way to process those raw feelings.
But here's where it gets even more interesting. Remember those AI tools we talked about?
Oh, yeah. She doesn't just use those for songwriting.
Nope. She incorporates them into other parts of her creative process, too.
And she's super open about it.
Yeah.
In her online journal, she talks about using programs like Ideogram.
Ideogram. That's the one that generates images from text, right?
Exactly. And Notebook LM Suno V4. She really dives into the nitty-gritty of using AI.
So it's not just like, oh, look what I made with AI. It's more like, here's how I'm using it to enhance my art.
Exactly. She's even got blog posts about it.
Really?
Yeah, like navigating AI hallucinations, which is about those weird moments when the AI spits out something totally unexpected.
Oh, I've seen those.
And productively utilizing AI in art is like she's inviting us into her studio.
Showing us her process.
And all of this ties back to her journaling, which is really the heart of this whole deep dive.
It's more than just a diary, though.
Right? Way more. It's like she's analyzing her creative process, reflecting on her successes and challenges.
Documenting everything. She's leaving a trail for other artists to follow.
Exactly.
Which brings us to the big question. Why should you care about all of this?
Right. Some of you might be thinking, okay, cool. This lady in Tasmania is doing cool stuff. But what's it got to do with me?
Well, stick with us because we're going to unpack some pretty fascinating insights into how life experiences can fuel creativity, how AI is changing the art world,
Yeah.
and how reflecting on your own process can help you level up your creative game,
No matter what you do.
no matter what you do.
It's funny, right? Because we talk about creativity and we often think like big dramatic inspiration.
Yeah, the light bulb moment.
Exactly. But Karen's story, it's like creativity can come from anywhere.
From the everyday stuff.
Yeah, challenges, even
Yeah.
like those things that kind of throw you off course,
Totally. Like,
Yeah.
you don't need a mountaintop retreat to get creative.
right? Sometimes it's those detours, the bumps in the road.
That push you in new directions.
Exactly. And thinking back to Karen's week,
Mhm.
remember she mentioned having trouble focusing on that Millie and Sandra series?
After the hospital and the accident.
Yeah. Maybe fiction writing. It needs a certain kind of headspace,
Calmness, focus.
right? Like building a Lego castle on a roller coaster.
Not going to happen.
Exactly. But then she finds comfort in songwriting.
Maybe that's more direct for expressing emotions.
It's like, boom,
Yeah.
big feelings. They need an outlet.
They pour into music. And the fact that it's Christmas music, that's another layer, isn't it?
Right. You've got potential health crisis, car crash, all this drama.
And she's writing about reindeer and snowflakes.
It's almost like she's creating this alternate reality, this world of joy and
to
celebration.
balance out the stress.
Exactly. And maybe that's part of why we love Christmas music. It's comforting, familiar.
A reminder of simpler times, when things feel anything but simple,
Exactly. Like a sonic hug.
wrapped in holiday cheer. But let's not forget the AI in all of this. What impressed me is how she uses it to enhance her possibilities.
Absolutely. Not just replacing her skills,
It's like a collaborator.
a way to explore new ideas, push those boundaries.
And she's clearly thought about which tools to use. Remember she mentioned using ideogram for visualizing scenes?
Makes sense for someone who does writing and visual art.
And in her blog, she talks about using Suno V4. That's the AI that can make music and sing.
Yeah. Imagine the possibilities. Maybe creating backing tracks or experimenting with different vocal styles.
It's like having an orchestra at your fingertips.
And it's amazing how these tools are making creativity more accessible.
Yeah.
Like a few years ago, something like Suno V4 would have been only for professionals.
With fancy studios.
Now anyone with a computer can play with music production.
But we can't ignore the challenges of working with AI.
Oh yeah, it's not just plug and play.
There's a learning curve. And those AI hallucinations Karen mentioned.
Right. And to her credit, she talks openly about the limitations,
Even has a blog post about navigating those hallucinations.
which is a great read for anyone curious about AI-generated content.
Totally. It's like she's saying, hey, this AI stuff is cool, but it's not magic.
It takes effort.
Experimentation. And a willingness to embrace the unexpected. Which brings us back to documentation.
Something Karen is amazing at.
Her journal, it's not just a record of what she makes. It's a reflection of the whole process.
Ideas, experiments, successes, failures.
It's like a map of her creative journey,
And that's something we can all do.
right? Whether we're writing songs, baking bread, whatever.
Because creativity isn't just the finished product.
It's about the exploring, the experimenting, the learning.
And sometimes the best way to learn is to look back and see how far you've come.
And that's where journaling shines.
It's not just writing down your feelings.
It's about asking yourself questions, looking for those aha moments.
Understanding your creative process.
Like having a conversation with yourself, but on paper.
Or digitally.
The point is, you're connecting with your creative self.
And that can be powerful for unlocking new insights. You know, it's interesting. As we've been talking about Karen, I keep thinking she's not just an artist.
Right.
She's like a pioneer.
Yeah, I see that. Blending traditional art with AI.
Exactly. And being so open about her process.
It's like she's creating a roadmap for the future of art.
Showing how artists can use these tools.
To boost their creativity.
And it's not just the tech stuff either. Karen's story, it shows how resilient we can be
The power of creativity.
to help us deal with challenges.
And finding meaning, even in the middle of chaos.
Because let's be honest, we all face chaos sometimes.
A health scare, a car accident,
Even just daily stress.
it can really throw you off.
But Karen reminds us, we don't have to let those things control us
We can use that energy,
to make something positive,
something creative,
something that makes us happy.
or helps us understand the world a little better.
It's like she's saying, life's going to throw you curveballs.
But you get to choose how you react,
You can let it shut you down.
or you can use it to fuel your creativity.
In her journaling, that's a big part of it, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's not just venting or recording what happened. It's thinking about those experiences,
Reflecting.
seeing how
Yeah.
they affect her art, and
Yeah.
using what she learns to move forward.
It's like her life is a creative experiment.
Constantly observing, analyzing, refining her approach.
And that's powerful stuff. It reminds me that creativity isn't static.
It's a journey.
Of exploration and discovery.
And it's a journey anyone can take.
Doesn't matter your background.
Your experience.
Exactly. You don't need to be a pro.
To learn from Karen.
Whether you're doodling, writing poetry, playing with AI.
The key is to be curious.
To experiment.
And think about your process.
And, maybe by documenting your own creative journey, you'll find something new.
A hidden talent.
Or inspire someone else.
Exactly. So what are some takeaways here? Even if you're not going to write 25 Christmas songs with AI.
Right. First, remember creativity can come from anywhere.
Even the tough stuff.
It's all about how you look at it.
Second, don't be scared to try new tools, new technology.
You might be surprised what they can do.
But remember, tools are just tools.
Your voice, your vision. That's what makes your art unique.
And finally, embrace documentation.
Write in a journal. Keep a log, jot down notes.
Taking time to think about your creative process.
It helps you understand yourself.
Find areas to grow.
And become a more confident creator.
So there you have it. A deep dive into the world of Karen Eastland.
A Tasmanian artist who's not just making amazing work,
but changing how we think about art.
Combining technology and human creativity.
To create something truly special, and if you're feeling inspired,
check out the links in the episode description.
You'll find Karen's websites, YouTube channel, and all those fascinating blog posts.
A whole treasure trove of inspiration waiting for you.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep creating,
and keep sharing your gifts with the world.
That's a wrap for this deep dive. Happy creating, everyone.